Yo, 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 what it do, Center fans? This is your host, Jeremiah Hall, formerly number 27 on the field, but always number 1 in your hearts. Here with me today, you know who it is, my right-hand man, number 9 on the field, our captain and fearless leader, the Berate and Weight Room Willie Willis. And this is the podcast on the Prairie. Braden?
Jay?
You like my look, my boy?
I do. I told you off air, but this for all the fans. If he would have told me that he was dressing up, I would have did my costume as well from last night. But no, Jay Hall, leads the football team and forgets, how he was a leader and the captain and everything like that. And he just doesn't want to, tell the rest of the team what's going on. So,
bro. It was a last-minute thing, okay? I'm sorry. For anybody listening on Spotify or Apple, pause the podcast, go to YouTube, watch it on there, or go to Twitter. I'm pretty sure a picture or something is up, available for you to see of me by now. But call me Mr. Clean, call me Santa, whatever fits the conversation. I'm in a great mood today, so I was like, you know what? Let me show the kids some character. All right. So this is what I was for Halloween at the party last night. What were you?
I was at a party last night.
What did you dress up?
I did. I dressed up as a inmate.
An inmate?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool.
Hold on. I gotta go get the board if I can find it. Before we get into the episode, we want to talk about, you guessed it, the amazing folks at Plainview Legal. Jeremiah, remember growing up in youth football, you do a little bit of everything. Play quarterback, O-line, safety, little linebacker, maybe even kicked a little bit.
Those were the days, man. And that is actually the perfect way to describe our presenting sponsor, Plainview Legal. Plainview does it all in the world of property and business law. This includes matters in eminent domain, inverse condemnation, real estate transactions, oil and gas title examination, adverse possession, quiet title, and other boundary disputes.
Plainview Legal also handles estate planning and probates, from simple wills to proving undue influence. Additionally, their attorneys will negotiate, draft, review, and litigate all kinds of commercial contracts for individuals and businesses across various industries throughout Oklahoma.
Haley and Travis Dennis are married and own Plainview Legal. They are Sooners through and through and love helping Sooner Nation with all the things we just talked about. To schedule your free consultation, visit their website at www.plainviewlegal.com. Give them a call at 405-310-0183 or email them at info@plainviewlegal.com. Please see the show notes for important disclaimer information.
Back. This is my booking.
Wait, hold it still. That you said that's your what?
It's like a booking. When you get booked and then you have your crime, your name, your crime, and all that stuff.
Yeah, like your name. It says Weight Room Willie.
Weight Room Willie. Crime.
The crime.
Capital murder of Iowa State.
Oh my God.
Date yesterday.
Bro, your crime should be manhandling these boys on the field for messing with Weight Room Willie.
I was thinking about that, but the Iowa State, it just felt, it just felt right. So,
bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad I don't have to go back up to Iowa. So I'm glad y'all got the job done up there. I never liked traveling up there, as I said last week. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. More game time breakdown a little bit later. We have an excellent interview coming up next. So stay tuned. But first things first, did you have a good morning? I've had a great morning, bro. But have you had a great morning? You should.
I've had a great morning. I ate a nice little breakfast burrito.
Yeah.
Watching some football. My dog's in heat right now. On her, has lady problems right now. So she has a diaper on, but she's chilling. And yeah, man, just kicking it.
Bro, that's what's up. Like I said, I went to a Halloween party last night. I took a nap after the game. I did some studying. Update on Jerry's life for anyone who knows what a Series 3 or a Series 7 or a Series 65 is, Jay Hall is studying for that. So if you're understanding my terminology, hit me up in the DMs and we can have a conversation, because that's good stuff. But another thing I did this morning, bro, I think people are starting to get tired of me because you know how I mentioned last week, I'm starting to send out voice memos to people in the morning. I think I sent one to you and Alex, but there are some other people where I'm sending them, and I think I'm starting to get annoying now. I think my early morning energy, my 5 a.m. energy isn't for everybody. But I mean, you know, bro, like I want the world to feed energy into me, so I'm trying to give it out onto them. So for anybody who wants to start like a motivational morning text chain or something, like, I'm all down for it. But bro, tell me something, bro. Tell me some good news, bro. I don't have anything for the introduction for today, so like literally I'm just high on life. You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me
Good
something
news.
good, or it can be bad. Do we?
I
have
mean,
a
I don't have
problem that we
anything
can
bad,
address?
man. Good, tough win at Iowa State, man. I had a good time after the game. Nice little Halloween party, enjoyed life. And gonna make some campfire pizzas tonight. Yeah.
I wanted to take a look at the Big 12.
Oh, wait, pause. 1 sec. My fault. Met a podcast fan, Miss Beverly, up in Iowa. Big fan. She sends her well wishes to you and her best regards to both of y'all. And she listens to every pod and want to take a picture. And, just was a super sweet woman and super kind. And I had a good time talking to her after the game. She was with my parents and, love the support out there. So just shout out to Miss Beverly.
Shout out to her. Bro, I don't know if I ever told you this, but last year there was a kid who went to Iowa, but he's from Oklahoma, or I think it's a girl. But she ordered one of our hoodies, and she said she was repping it like all over campus. She was like, it's technically not Oklahoma gear, but she loves the podcast. So
That's true.
that was a year ago. So shout out to both of those two. I forget her name, but hopefully you're still tuned in to the podcast. So shout out to you. But moving on to around the world in the Big 12. Well, first off, ladies and gentlemen, Braden and I went 2 for 2 on the upsets last week. Yes, sir, ski.
Come on.
Yes, sir, ski.
Come on.
Yes, sir, ski. Hey, K-State finally came through for your boy.
Yeah, they came through in a big way.
I was not expecting that.
I wasn't either. I look up, get on the plane, look up, and it's like 31-0 or 28-0. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, I was like, are you kidding? Like, I got some good choice. I got some good call out skills. Well, I can't even say that because I've traditionally been wrong, as Alex continues to remind me. Glad we came through. Notre Dame came through for B. Willie. K-State came through for your boy Jay Hall. So talk to us nice. Anyways, moving on to around the world in the Big 12. I just want to take a look at this real quick before we move on to our interview and ask Braden, bro, I have no clue who's going to make it to the Big 12 championship. I mean,
it's wide open.
Yeah, like, bro, like, outside of y'all, obviously, I'm a Sooner through and through, but like TCU's up there. I had it all pulled up. Where'd it go? Oh, here we go. All right, so TCU's 8-0, Kansas State 6-2, 4-1 in conference. Then Oklahoma State 3-2 conference. Baylor 3-2 conference. They're 5-3, and then you got everybody in the middle: 5-3 Baylor, 5-3 Texas, 5-3 Oklahoma, 5-3 Kansas. Texas Tech is 4-4, West Virginia 3-5, and Iowa State is 3-5. Bro, yeah. I have no idea. It's like people ask me about the Sooners game plan, and I'm like, bro, I don't know. They're asking me who do I think is going to come out, and I'm like, bro, I don't know. I have no clue. What do you think as a player outside of you guys?
I mean, it's a gauntlet right now, and this is a really good conference right now. A lot, the records don't show it, but there's a lot of really good teams, in there. And of course, it's not going to show it when you got to play each other, week in, week out. You see even TCU play a West Virginia team that's talented, and what I'm saying, that it's really a 2-possession game, but 10-point loss for them. So they're up there playing with them, So I think obviously most likely it's going to be TCU since they got the best start. Even if they do drop a couple, they're most likely going to make the Big 12. And then after that, man, it just, it gets tricky after that. And so, our mindset going into everything is just, win out, control our own destiny. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then, we're still set up for a 10-win season, So that's the most important thing for us to start off start Coach V off on his journey as a head coach and, our culture and this era of football, Oklahoma football. So just like before we can win, 6, we had to win 5. Before we can win 7, we're going to have to win 6. So it's just about the next game up for us. But in terms of the Big 12, man, anything can happen right now. So I
like that.
Tell you.
I like the sense of not knowing, because you look at the SEC, you're like, okay, Bama, okay, Georgia, and Tennessee's up there. Tennessee. But the Big 12 kind of has a little bit of the
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. The Big 12 kind of feels like the NFL right now, where like it doesn't even matter until the end of the season, you know, when all the chips come to line. So I think that's kind of cool. I'm excited for what it comes down to, because shoot, I think y'all still have a chance, to be honest. At this rate,
definitely do. Yeah, we definitely do. Some things got to happen, obviously, and we just got to take care of business. But we definitely have a shot. It's actually weird to say that, having the stretch that we did, but like I said, that happened. Like we always say, you can't unscramble scrambled eggs, and now we just got to worry about each week. If we take care of our business for the next couple of weeks and go, we were saying 5-0, but now it's 4-0 through this stretch. Whatever we want to accomplish will work itself out for us. So,
I know you're not worried about it. You do your thing, and everything will be okay. So,
yes, sir. Next game up, Baylor. That's all we're worried about.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, our interview with the boy D Stuts. Stay tuned. Hey, B Willie, who do you think the smoothest man on the team is with the ball in their hands?
It's got to be Eric Gray, man. Eric Gray gets the ball in his hands. He's silky smooth, cuts with ease. Really, just really smooth, man. Just makes, moving around look easy.
Bro, it sounds like EG is just like Freebird Grooming. He sounds specifically like the Flex Series electric shaver. Now, this shaver provides baby smooth shaves, bro. As a bald man, it's important to keep things smooth, and that's why Freebird is on a mission to make life easier for guys just like me.
Gentlemen, if you're still using an old school razor to shave your head, don't. Razors were designed to shave flat surfaces, not curved domes. They can cause painful nicks and cuts, and razors actually shave too close, often under the skin, so that hair comes back as uncomfortable, irritating ingrowns.
I can attest to all of that. I wish I knew about Freebird earlier, because they sent us a care package, and it actually works. The holidays are coming up, and if you need a gift for your bald partner, brother, dad, friend, podcast co-host, or maybe you just want to treat yourself to a luxury shaving experience, Freebird is for you.
Freebird is giving our listeners an exclusive discount. To cash in, visit myfreebird.com/parade for 20% off. That's myfreebird.com/parade for 20% off today. And all right, back to the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Orlando, Florida, weighing in at 235 pounds, 6'3", on the field, number 28, here in our presence, the Danny Stutsman. What's good, my boy?
What's up, man? Thank you all for having me, man. It's really a pleasure to be on the podcast, man.
Bro.
Hey, neighbor.
Oh, yeah, and that's my neighbor, B. Will. I bring cookies here every once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while. He's a good neighbor. I cut his lawn every once in a while. Just neighborly things.
Yo, wait, y'all stay next to each other?
Like
yeah,
a
but
door
sometimes
down.
like I come
Each
over.
other.
He gets lonely, and I'll come over.
Bro, he stays a door down, and why has it been this long to get you on the podcast?
Man, that's something you got.
You need to be asking yourself that, Jeremiah. Me?
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Danny blames it on Braden. Braden blames it on me. Alex, it's your fault, actually. He doesn't have a mic, so I get away scotch-free on that one. Bro, but no, in all seriousness to our listeners, this has literally been a year in the making. Like, I told Danny last year, I'm like, bro, like, we really want you on the podcast, but we're not allowed to have freshmen. And we've just been waiting on the timing. Like, that's all it's been.
Now the stars really have a line.
We can finally, bro. Yes, they have, and I'm so excited. Just not only for the interview now, but just for you in general. But anyways, bro, how is life? I always ask Braden every time we get on the podcast how his weekend has been in terms of outside the game. Is there anything you want to shout out or say you're grateful for, anything positive that you got going on in life?
Man, I just think right now, like the way the team is, like we're a real family. Like we're mad close. And I know, like,
yeah,
being out like after like a game like that, it's kind of like that family atmosphere, like the love that we have for each other. It's just like I'm grateful for them. Like really, like we really all just like bros, and that's something I haven't really felt like that for a team since like high school, something like. So it's really just a different environment. I'm grateful for my boys. It's just something crazy.
I will say that's what everybody keeps on saying. Like Deshaun said that the other day. Braden says that all the time. What type of activities do you look forward to doing the most with the team? I saw y'all had the Habitat for Humanity community service thing. I see the dinners. Like, I'm sure that's where all the bonding and everything is taking place. But what are some other things? We know you're taking pictures of putting foreheads on Twitter, bro. like, bro, you're a character. Like, what is your favorite stuff to do with the team?
Man, I just think like there's so many interactions that we have with each other throughout, like, kind of just like how it is, the grind that we go through, like, the stuff that we do with each other on and off the field. You get in that locker room, you have like those after practice, like jam out sessions, like we really be lit in there. Like it's really like, it's a bond. Like last year we had that bond, which is like, but it's just like a different feeling. Cause like everyone was close last year. That like I would hit a Big Mo and like, that's like, we would be chilling. Like that don't really happen at a lot of places. But on this team is just different. Like we bond in a certain type of way. Like I said, like we got those, it's just that grind. Like we've all been through it. And just we've all had that experience, like that new coaching staff. I think that just brought us together, really.
Yeah. I admire how when asking you how life is going, you go straight to the team. That's your boys. Like everything else is like everything else just don't matter. Like I'm all with the gang. Like that's how you are.
Yeah.
I mean, really like how it is in season.
Everything he said is true.
Just pretty much in season, that just that's how it is.
I will say, I'm happy for you. You look great. Let's talk about the game, and then we can hit some stuff on the back end. All right. So, looking at Iowa State, you guys held them to 66 rushing yards, 13 points, 3 interceptions. How has the defense shown an improvement from your eyes over the past month? Really, just in general.
I mean, like I said, like, we know the type of defense we can be, and it's kind of just been like that 1% a growth in different areas every single day, and that really just adds up. And I think, some of those past games, like we've shown spurts of like what we can be, but we haven't really put it together. And I think for that Iowa State game, it was really just like we came together. Like we were all in that field playing for each other. Everyone knew the responsibility. Everyone knew they had to execute their job, and it really just came together. And, we still have some plays here and there, but that's going to happen. It's hard to play a perfect game. And BB always says it, like, we don't got to play perfect. We do got to play well. And that's something that we really did. We played extremely well.
You know, just to piggyback off of that, man, it's extremely refreshing when, you know, as an offense, you're going against, you know, quote unquote, statistically the number one defense in the Big 12, you know, so we know we're going to get some resistance. But it's nice when, you know, defense gets a stop and then we go out there, we get some momentum, you know, we're driving the ball down the field. Boom, we have a fumble. And then, boom, defense gets another – or it was an interception, right, Danny, after that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Woody's interception after that. So, I mean, that right there just created a lot of momentum, and I think defense played their tails off, man. Y'all played a really good game yesterday, and y'all won that game for us. We played complimentary, but y'all did y'all's thing yesterday for real. It was exciting to see.
As a linebacker, right? I'm familiar with an offensive-minded head coach. You're with a defensive coach now who traditionally is always on his linebackers, bro. Like, I remember a couple home games ago, like, somebody took a video of Venables just getting on you and Awebu and Deshaun, and I'm just like, whoa. Like, I'm not used to seeing that. So what has it been like from your perspective, carrying all that responsibility, taking all those chewing outs, and knowing that you got a guy who's probably is top 3 in the country at what he does, coaching you up every day? What's that been like?
Man, it's been crazy. Like, but I mean, it's been like a blessing, really. And this is actually like crazy. Like going back to when like he first got hired here, and I kind of knew like who Coach Venables was. Like I kind of had interest in Clemson, but you know, they had their guys, you know, that didn't really work out. But like when he like got here, like I ran into him like in the hallway. I was going to like the bathroom, like the little one in the front, and I ran into him, and like we ended up talking for like 20 minutes. And like I was low key like at first when you meet him, like he's low key intimidating. Like he's got like that look to him where you're like, dang, like yeah, this guy is like crazy. Like if you don't know him, like all I knew was like he was our head coach. Like just like really my first interaction with him, he was like. He goes, why didn't you play as much like last year? And I was like, man, like he caught me off guard with that. Like I just caught a straight bullet. Like I right off rip. Like I was not ready for this talk right now. And he was like, yeah, like, why didn't you play as much? He's like, I can tell you're a good player, but I can already tell you don't study enough film. And I'm like, man, this is got serious. I'm over here like sweating. Like, dang, like he's just calling me out right here, right now. And he was like, and he was just like, in the Alma Bowl, like, you didn't play that. Like, I mean, I feel like I had an okay game, you know, like, I probably could have more. He's like, yeah, you didn't get that many snaps at the Alma Bowl. Like, why is that? Like, just coming after me right here. And I'm like low-key avoiding eye contact. Like I'm nervous, like, scared a little bit. And, but, like, he was just saying, like, if you want to become a great player, you're going to have to, like, pick it up in, like, the areas, like, that type of stuff. Like, you know, really focus on that playbook, focusing on the film, and do all that stuff to really like develop into the player that he thinks, you know, and I know who I become. And from that moment, like I realized like, dang, I was low key like immature. And like, just like from that talk, I think it really changed a lot. Like I've been on my P's and Q's kind of just like, you know, a different player of the game. And I really saw a lot of growth in that moment. I really started taking it more seriously. Like, you know, I took football seriously, don't get me wrong, but like, you know, watching film, studying that stuff, like really wanting to like lead the team and just do more and more. And that's why I say it's like been a blessing because like he's pushed us way harder than I think like I knew I'd get pushed. Like that man's like over here dragging me to where I got to go. Like he's over here pulling on me. And I think it's been really good because like that stress, like really it creates good players.
That is such a loaded statement. I don't even know where to take it. Braden, what were you about to say?
Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, I do want to say, I feel you, Danny. That man is intimidating. If you don't know him, now that we know him, it's like, okay, that's just Coach B. You know what I'm saying? But at first, it was just kind of like, oh, let me tread lightly, you know? So I feel you. But, man, it's, you know, just to touch on what you said, man, I can actually see the growth in you as a player. And not even just as a player, as a leader, man. It's been so fun to watch, you know, me being here and actually, you know, Jay Hall doesn't have the view that I have in terms of like how much you have really grown. He knows you from last year and he can see you this year and he's probably seen the progress on the field. But as a leader, like, you know what I'm saying? Like yesterday, we coming up to each other, back and forth, like, hey, give me the ball, Danny. Okay, you go score. You know what I'm saying? Like that leadership is just, growing. And, I'm proud of you. And I think that, you continue to put your trust in Coach V, man, you'll make leaps and bounds in your career, man.
All right. Well, yeah, going back, like, how, like, I was saying he's intimidating. Like, don't get it wrong. When that man yells at me now, it's kind of a little bit different. Like, I think it's kind of like he's getting all chewed up on me. I'm like, dang, like, I was only one step over in my initial alignment. And this man is, like, screaming his heart out. It sometimes gets a little funny now. Like, you're like, dang, like, come on. You move me one step to the left to move me one step to the right. Like, are you serious? Like, come on, ain't that deep. Like, but, like, it's just that little stuff that he just really cares about. And, like, you could tell he just really cares for his players. And it's just different.
Braden, it's Halloween weekend, right? And in the spirit of things, let's talk about things that are scary. A sold-out night game at Memorial Stadium. Marvin Mims, one-on-one coverage. Braden Willis coming on a downhill block. Danny Stutsman chasing you down.
Or how about trying to tackle EG in open space? Jalen Redmond with a free shot to the quarterback, or Schmitty when you're late for a workout. Definitely Schmitty when you're late for a workout.
Bro, those things are all scary. But you know what shouldn't be scary? Buying a home. And it isn't scary with our friends Phil and Thelene Webb at Webb Properties Group.
They take all the fright out of home buying and will be your real estate partners throughout the entire transaction. To learn more, call them at 405-322-5632. On
top of that, high interest rates are spooky, but the McDaniel Mortgage Group will set you up with loan options that won't haunt you. Call Matt McDaniel at 214-435-9855 or visit www.appwithmatt. That's appwithmatt with 2 T's to get pre-qualified now.
Red Properties Group and the McDaniel Mortgage Group will team up and get you a beautiful home that you enjoy for years to come.
I will say that jump that you said that you made is something that separates boys from men and then the men from the elite.
Mm-hmm.
When you first get to college, you're slowly figuring things out, right? And then you realize it. Now, this happens all in different stages. This can happen within the first 6 months. And sometimes guys don't make that change until 3.5 years in, when time starts becoming more of a factor. That what you just said, bro, could not have been said any more perfectly. You've identified where you have been lacking, and it took a leader, BV, for them to point it out to you. Now, this is why I say 3 phases. There's the incoming freshman, which is what you were last year, and then there's the phase where you just discussed, right? The next one for you to make would be where B Will is finding his way in, the dominance, I'm going to the NFL, the comparing yourself to not only those who are on your team, but the top 5 guys around the rest of the country. And for you to be able to reflect on what all you've gone through in this very short amount of time. This people underestimate what you can do in a year, let alone a few months. But for you to be able to identify that, make the change, taking action is the hardest part, but you have made the change. It is seen on the field, as Braden said, I'm not there, but to now hear you talk about it and to hear your thought process shows that you are on the right track. And I told Deshaun this last week, and I'll throw you your flowers as well. That is amazing.
Yeah,
that is growth. That's great stuff. What are you thinking? Talk to me.
I'm just like, because I think to myself, like, dang, like I've made so much like improvement, but it's like that level of hunger, like, bro, I've made so much better improvement, but like, dang, I still feel like I'm sorry. And I feel like I still got so much ways to go, where it's like, give me another year of this, like, under this system, where like there, it's hard to, like, Coach V stresses like knowing every single, like, what everyone does in every single call. But like when we just put in 15 new calls And I don't know, like, it's kind of hard to know every single, like, one inside and out. But, like, I think especially for this defense, we're going to see that big improvement when, you know, give us a year to master this, like, master these plays, master these calls. And that's where that really, like, that growth plays. And that's where, like, you can play with that level of confidence, that level of speed where you have, like, that dominance where you're over here, like, you ain't even thinking. You just dogging dudes. Like, you over here making plays, like, without no thought. You just doing your thing.
I will say this. I'll give you one word of advice, and then we'll move on to talk more about the game. Don't ever lose that feeling of.
I was just finna say the same thing.
I gotta be because Braden knows, bro. Like that, I gotta be better. Like, give me one more year. Like, like I'm not even there yet. Don't lose that, bro.
Lose it.
Don't ever lose it.
I was just finna say the same thing, Jay. Like he said, at times there's, you know, he'd be like, "Oh man, I still feel like I'm sorry. I still feel like I'm sorry at times. I miss a block, or you know, I'm not firm on the block, or you know, not make a play that I should have made or made it better than, you know." I mean, there's times I'll be like, "Man, I suck," but like it's not like, and I tell people this all the time, like because you know, people like, you know, people that aren't football people will hear that and be like, "Oh my God, don't be so hard on yourself." And I'm like, nah, it's not that. It's just, you know what I'm saying? Don't degrade yourself. I'm like, no, it's not that. That just keeps me going. You know, that gets me going. Like, I don't ever want to feel like I've arrived, you know what I'm saying? And I, like Jay Hall said, that's the most important thing for you. Whenever you feel like you've reached a certain level, just be like, just keep that same mentality and just continue to strive to get better. Cause you can always be better. And we know this. And I mean, with a guy like BV, I don't think you're ever going to get to feel like you've arrived. So I guess that
let's
takes
talk
care
about
of
the
itself.
game.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about the game. How did y'all? Well, first off, I want to ask y'all about the whole field goal thing because, bro, from your perspective, Braden, you were out there on the field, weren't you?
Yep.
Yeah, Danny was on the sidelines. What? Because I feel like the game didn't even start until the fake field goal happened. What were y'all thinking after that?
Well, we were moving the ball pretty good. You know, the first couple drives of the game, we just, you know, weren't finishing. But I think the first time we got down there, it was actually called. And you know, you got to run in certain looks. So we always got checks, you know what I'm saying? That's the great thing about this coaching staff too. Super aggressive, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But I think we had it called not the right look. So we're like, okay, check out of it. And then the second attempt came and we're on whatever yard line we were. We're close to end zone, like 4 or 5 yard line, whatever. And it's going to the opposite side. And man, as soon as Iowa State lines up, I'm like, oh, this is it. This is the look. They're overloaded to our side. They got like 6 guys over here. I'm like, and they got a floater on our side. I'm like, bro, there's nobody over there. So we get out there. We discreetly, you know, do some stuff. We're just acting like a normal field goal, you know, get down and then snap the ball. I do my normal steps. I didn't want to peek too early so that the guy that I was, you know, blocking, he didn't trigger or feel something weird. So I did. And then after I did my normal stuff, I looked back and Zach just walks into the end zone. I'm like, oh. And the thing is, he does some good stuff, man. He draws some good stuff up.
That's got to be a great feeling, huh, Danny?
Oh, bro, on the sideline, because I'm like, we just have like those stops. And I'm like, dang, like offense really needs to get going. Like, bro, we feel like get that momentum. And we get that, like, that, it was like a 4th and 2. And I'm like, dang, like, I really wish we would have scored that, like, put us up, like, 2 possessions. Like, dang, all right, field goal, like, whatever. Like, we're on to the next one. Because, like, we had no idea that was called. And me and David are, like, standing next to each other talking, like, you know, there's going to be, like, a kickoff. And so we're on the side, like, right there. And we're like, dang, I really wish we would have scored. But, hey, let's keep doing our thing. And we see that thing get snapped. And, like, bro, we did not know the fake was called. So we're like, yo, what is happening? And for a second, like, our hearts sank. And then, like, we see Zach in the end zone, and we're like, bro, like, that did not just happen. Like, we just executed a fake field goal for a tutty. Like, are you serious? Like, our kicker just, like, walked in the end zone, like, untouched. And I'm like, oh, yeah, we're lit now. Like, we're really, I was like, oh, we're hyped. Like, it was really, that was a big play. Like, just the momentum from, like, your kicker scoring a touchdown is insane. Like, I don't know. It's different.
Yeah. Bro, I was looking at, from the TV's perspective, I was looking at Zach's alignment on the kick, and I was like,
It
what?
looked weird, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. But I was just like, okay, whatever. I was like, he's going to kick the field goal. And then it happened, and I was like, thank God. I'm like, yes. Like, yeah, like have some cojones. Yes, sir. Call it. Call it. Yeah. I like that. Danny, this question is for you. What's it been like this year playing with Woody and Deshaun? They had a heck of a game this weekend, as well as Uebu. We might as well get all the linebackers on here at this point. But
Yeah.
talk about your cohort and the guys, specifically the older guys that have been making an impact this year.
Man, it's been awesome, man, bro. Like, I feel like having those guys on the field, it's like that level of trust. Like, I know like they're gonna do their job. I know they're gonna make these plays. I know they're gonna eat. Like Deshaun, like he really has like that level of knowledge.
Yeah.
Like he's over here calling plays. Like we're on the goal line. He's like, the bang eight's coming. Y'all be ready. And like, here comes the bang eight. They threw the same thing like right there. And then it's just like having Woody, bro. It's like that's like lockdown corner. Like you can rely on him in those situations where like you got to have it. He's gonna make that play. And then, man, even Justin, bro, JB, like he gets so much hate, and I love when that man succeeds because he deserves it, bro. Because all the time he puts into this game, like all he does for like this sport,
Man.
and to see that get rewarded like that, it just, bro, like that man deserves it, and like he's a baller. Like, man, like you can't put disrespect on his name for what he does for this sport, like how hard he works. And it's just like we really like the defense has really like stepped it up on how we prepare. Like we're all about to go up there on a Sunday to watch film with the coaches. Like we would never have done that ever. And that's just really different. And it's like it's just a whole level of commitment, like and growth in the entire team. And I think we just continue keeping that up. We're going to see even more improvements.
I love it. Danny. Yeah, you've definitely matured just in the way you're holding this conversation, bro. You're a good guy. Good. I don't know, bro. It's nice to see your growth. But the Sooners go on to win. Oh, let's not forget, bro, your interception.
Come on now.
Yeah. No, that was
bro, you got your interception, bro, and I was like, it's time. It's time for his appearance.
Oh man.
Hey, bro, what talk us through that. Talk us through that. How was the interception? It was your first one. You got hawked down. You pulled a B Willie. It's okay though.
Wow.
all right. Let me go back to like
I'm disappointed, but it's all right.
Let me bring it back to the morning actually. So like, first off, I went to bed like 9:00. Like I don't know why I was able to go to bed so early, slept amazing. And I'm like, all right, this is the day. Like I'm gonna do something crazy today. And then wake up, I'm trying to take a shower. And this is where this is how I knew Iowa State was like, they were screwed. My roommate had no like hot water. And I think a ton of rooms. So like they must have shut the water off on us because it was straight freezing cold water. And I was mad. And I was like, all right, these boys finna get it. Like this is personal now. And we come out there and I saw like that play. And I was like the weak hook defender. And all I can remember is Coach V saying, you got to protect that weak side hash. And I saw that route. I widened, and I said, oh, here it comes. And I saw it came back to that weak hash right where he said it's going to be thrown. And, bro, it's like an unreal feeling. Like, I don't know, something about that. Like, it's like, dang, I really just did that. And as I'm running, first off, Deshaun White and David Wade were so slow. They couldn't touch anyone. They didn't block a soul. And I'm over here running my butt off. And I'm over here running. And I see this quarterback. First off, I saw the receiver to my left. I thought he was going. I'm like, bro, this receiver, this dude got to be like 4'4", 4'3" guy. He's finna hawk me down, like put a swipe at the ball. I ain't trying to pull a Deshaun White fumble the back of the end zone ball at the 25. I really ain't trying to do that either. So I'm freaking out, and I see this quarterback right here. I'm like, what should I do? Like, should I dive? And in my head, I think stiffy, and so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give this man the stiff arm, and like. I put him in the dirt a little bit, but I took some ricochet off of that, and I'm over here sliding, and I'm like, dang, like I ain't scored, but now I'm all the way by like the warning track. I did a little swim with that because I didn't really know what to do in that moment. I never prepared for something like that, and then I'm like, dang, and I'm over here. I run back, everyone's hyped. Like I'm like, dang, this really just happened. We celebrate the entire drive. I think offense had a quick drive. I'm gassed. Like, all right, this really hit me. I'm exhausted at this point. And now we're back up on defense. And they kept going the checkdowns to my side. And I'm like, and we ran like a Tampa 2 concept, where David's all the way deep in the post. And I know he was tired too, because he had to keep coming down, and we both had to vice this man, and we were literally exhausted, running on fumes at this point. But, we were able to close it out, and that was a crazy moment, crazy feeling.
That's a heck of a running on fumes. Couldn't get to the end zone. You need to get with Braden. Y'all need to work on that.
I should have done that little
I can remember Texas game a couple years ago. I can remember you getting hawked down too. It ain't just us. Come on now.
No, I had to come back for the football on that one.
No,
guys were covering ground.
Here come the excuses. Here come the excuses.
You know what? You guys are the ones playing right now, not me. But anyways, man, we talked about defense. We talked about special teams. Braden, to wrap up the football segment, the offense, bro. So shout out to Farouk, 4 catches, 74 yards, EG, 20 carries, 101 touchdown. Mm-hmm. Venable said this about Eric. He said he's been incredibly tough all year. He's the same guy every single day, every single play. He loves his teammates, and he's a selfless guy. I'd say that's pretty accurate from my experience with him.
Yeah, I completely agree with everything that's said. There's not more of a guy in the locker room that's ready to be a pro than him. The guy's completely a pro. He prepares, just as well as anybody in the locker room. And he's also, a great leader, leads by actions. And, I also have to give a shout out to the offensive line, man, because,
just about to say that.
Don't get me wrong. Eric is running hard, man. Eric is running hard. He's making crazy cuts. He's doing a lot. But if people have seen what the offensive line has been doing these last couple of games, it makes it a little bit easier. Like when you can hit the second and third level with speed, like if we get Eric Gray to the second and third level with speed and a lot of room, nobody's tackling that man. So, got to give my credit to, EG for what he does, because it's definitely a blessing to have, such a good running back. Also Marcus, when Marcus gets healthy, and really the whole room, they do a great job. But I got to give my props to the O-line, man. They've been playing a great game. And then it was good to see Jaleel get going. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just have so many weapons on the offense where, it could just, on any given day, it could be a different person. It's not always going to be the same person that has a big game. It's not always going to be one guy. We have weapons all over the place, and that's the beauty about it. Anybody could pop off at any given moment. And so I think that was big for him and his confidence, going on for the rest of the year. And, I think it was a great win for us, because that was a really good Iowa defense. We can't take it away from them. They play the 3 safety defense, the bandit defense that we talked about, that we've been talking about all year long, that gives everybody fits, not just us. Everybody fits. And they're the ones that, made it really relevant in the Big 12. So, they do it the best out of anybody. So I think it was a good win. We had the second most rushing yards that they've allowed this year. The most points put up are – I wouldn't say the most points put up on them, but the largest margin of victory. And overall, I think – also props to the QB, man. I think DG did a great job of managing the game. I think he did a phenomenal job of managing the game. Put the ball where it needed to be put, ran it when he needed to run it, made great decisions. I just think he does a great job every week. We're blessed to have him as well.
I will say this about Farouk. I think that especially after that Oregon game, this kid's trend has been going up, just slowly but surely. And to see him slowly develop has been a cool thing. I honestly think that him and Danny are kind of on the same incline, if that makes sense.
Honestly, I've seen a lot of maturity in him as well.
Yeah. both sophomores, both young guys with a whole lot of football left to play. So I'm excited for Farouk. Always giving EG his props as well as DG, and glad y'all got a nitty gritty win up there in Ames this weekend. So, Danny, before we let you go, my boy, I feel like we just need to throw you in a special segment, bro, like Danny's World or something, and just hear what you have to say to the people. Because, bro, like we see you all the time on Twitter saying all this funny stuff, especially last year, and all the pictures and foreheads and yeah, bro. You and your dad, bro, I will never forget the live when me and Braden went live on Twitter and you and your dad were on there. For any Sooner fan who missed that, you just, man, I wish I had a recording of it, because it was nothing but pure just crazy. Bro, where does this come from? I'm assuming it has to come from your father. Where do all the shenanigans, jokes, and
Definitely.
who is Danny Stutsman? Like, where does this originate?
Man, my dad's always been a character, and like a quick story is like one of these past games, you know, we got like a big dub, and you know, we're all in the locker room celebrating, and I look over it, and my dad's in there, and I'm like, "Yo, how did this man get in here?" I go, "How did he get in here?" Like my dad's in there, like,
True story, because Danny looks over at me. We're standing by each other, and Danny looks over at me. He's like, "Bro, my dad." And I look over and I see him. I'm like, "Yeah." And he's like, "No." He's like, "How did he get in here?" I was like, "I don't know." It's funny because we were just talking to him in the stands, and then when we go in the locker room, he's in there. Like he beats us. Like, I don't know how that happened, but he's like, "Bro, how did my dad get in here?" And I was like, man,
and like DB's talking.
Your dad, man, great guy. Love that guy. He is a character though.
Bro, like Coach Venables was talking about, like, 'cause my dad's played at Jack Trice Stadium, and Coach Venables was talking, and my dad's like hooting and hollering over this man. Like, my dad's hype, like everything he's saying, my dad's giving him like there's no way like, Coach V just doesn't see this big old dude, random guy just standing in the locker room. Like, he had to have saw him or something, man. Like, there's no way like that just goes without seeing. And I'm like, bro, like, what are you doing in here? And he had a random kid with, I think he brought a kid in there with him or something. I don't even know. I don't know what he was doing. Like, it was something crazy, but nah, we've always been like that. Like, I don't know. He's always been funny dude, like always a jokester. And I definitely get that from him.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a lot sometimes, man, because he's always cracking on you, man. You know, as soon as I come out from the locker room, he's like, "You really couldn't have scored that. Like, you suck." And I'm like, "Dang, I love you too, bro." Appreciate it. And it's just, no, it's awesome though. And like the stuff on Twitter and all that, like that's just stuff I just think of. Yeah. Honestly, DG is low-key the same way. He'd be posting some funny stuff as well. Like, right, he was over here taking pictures of everyone on the flight, and I'm like, this man is just like me. I'm like, that's what I would do. And but nah, it is funny, bro, because when I can just like, when I'm like see like a dude like Bino, like no one knows, like Bino's this old grandpa dude in the locker room, and I'm like, when I see that man, I start laughing. Like, I'm like, because bro, when you can laugh with somebody, like, bro, we a team, we're from all different places. Like, Bino is like 24 years old, I'm 19, and I'm over here like, I got him as my Twitter profile, and people think that's so funny, and I'm like, it's like my brother now, and like, you know, we've laughed over that stuff. Like, now we're closer because of it, and I think that's just cool. Like, you know, when you can joke around with someone like that.
Bro, you're 19?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're gonna be a heck of a player, boy.
Oh, you're 19? Oh, what is your birthday?
March 10th, 03.
03?
03.
Yeah.
Bro. What?
Yeah, so the tight ends in our room, they're 03s, but they're later though. And we got some 04s. And they said something like a couple months back, and I was like, yeah, so freshman year or something like that. And they're like, bro, your freshman year of college? I was in 8th grade. I was like, bruh, you didn't have to say that.
Bro, I turn 24 next Sunday.
my freshman year of college, Caden Elms and Jason Llewellyn were 8th graders. They weren't even in high school.
Oh my God.
My freshman year.
I'm getting old.
You're getting old. I'm on a team with guys that were 8th graders. Like, what? I got to get out of here.
Bro, somebody was asking me, I think we talked about this earlier this year, how hard it is to be a captain sometimes, because like as a 5th year, you can see everything that has gone over through your time, and you're leading people who were children, like when, you know what I'm saying, when you first got to college, you know. Oh man, it shows how far we've come though. Danny, bro, thank you for coming on to the podcast. Is there anything you want to leave with Sooner Nation? Any shout outs you want to give other than your father? Anything you want to share before we let you go on about your day?
All I want to say is, like, going off like the old guys in the locker room, I just hope one day my kids can play at Oklahoma with Justin Broyles like I did. So I think hopefully he's still here in 15 years. And I really hope like something like that can happen. You know, I pray for a day like that when, you know, they're strapping up and old 2.5s are right there with them. You know, trying to tell them how it's gonna be playing his Floyd Mayweather stuff and just getting them hyped and giving them free game or whatever. But nah, just that's all I gotta say, man. Shout out my boy 2.5. Shout out my boy.
Danny, bro, we love you, man. We'll definitely get you back on the podcast. I hope you have a great day, bro. You deserve it.
Hey, man, y'all have a good one.
What do you got for our boy before he heads out?
Nothing. I'll see you later on today, Stuts.
All right, man. Hey, good to be on here, man. Shout out the podcast, man. Love y'all, man. Love you, Sooner Nation.
General Booty, appreciate it, Stuts. Love you, man.
All right, bro.
See you guys.
Braden, I don't know about you, but that was probably one of our better interviews for sure.
I mean, that guy's a character, man.
Danny is a goofball, bro. Sooner Nation, that is all we have for this episode of the podcast on the Prairie. Stay locked in with us. We're going to keep on bringing out the interviews, man. Don't think that we didn't know that this is what y'all been waiting on. All right? We got a lineup coming up. So stay tuned. Keep rocking with us. We love you. Appreciate the support. Brady, what you got for the people?
Deuces.
All right, y'all.